All right, welcome to StockPricer.com. This is a stock analysis of symbol ticker EEMMF, which was requested by one of our users. Somebody in the community wanted to know, what do we think about this chart? What do we think about this stock? So EEMMF, let's take a look at just the fundamentals, technical analysis here. You can see right here, this is a monthly chart, so it's showing the very beginning. A great spot to get in on this stock would have been right here at about 50 cents. All this price action before 50 cents for 2018, 2019, 2020, I would not have been in this stock. So as soon as you saw this uptrend here, and right about here when it crosses over this candlestick at the top, so that very top is about 51 cents, that would have been a good time to enter this. So if we just rewind it, that's about the last 4 months of stock, and you can see it's gone up, it's gone up. It held its strength during this month. It went up and it went down. This is an interesting candlestick right here, but it's good. It held this strength very strong. It went way up, and now you have this huge doji candlestick with a close on the high. That is a very promising thing for this last month. So even without analyzing what does the company do, all of those kind of things, you can research that and check out the news and stuff like that. Without even looking at any of that, you can just see by this chart, it is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, this is a very cheap price. Here's the cons, what I don't like. It is an over-the-counter traded stock. It's not on a NASDAQ. It's not on the S&P. It's not on the New York Stock Exchange. It's in this area of very volatile stocks that can just close down overnight. We don't know what's real, what's not, what's hot, all of that kind of stuff. Now, that being said, everybody's got to start somewhere. Maybe they'll jump up to the stock market, to the New York Stock Exchange, or to the NASDAQ, or to one of these indexes. But let's go ahead and break down this a little bit further. Let's go from the monthly over here to the weekly. So if we go look at the weekly chart, it had this huge jump, and like I said, it crossed over this 50-cent point. Actually, in this red week it did. So you probably wouldn't have bought even on this huge volume here, because it just didn't, from its opening, it didn't do anything. And it wasn't one of these that adjusted its price and came way back down. It didn't do any of that. So it just had a really nice chart. It's really worked hard, obviously, on what it's done. You have this nice rise here. You would have bought it and held here. You might have sold it off and got scared out. But see how it touches this line here? I'll talk about some of these moving averages in a minute, but let's just keep looking at the weekly chart here. So it jumps up. You've got a high, tight flag. It goes down pretty deep into that flag. That's not a good sign. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 tremendous weeks of growth, and that's absolutely beautiful. That's what you want to see. On this doji, it'll probably drop down to about halfway. I wouldn't be scared if it falls all the way. It would have to literally clear like $1.04. If it went below $1.04, this is the area of support right here, this $1.04. So you can buy on dips. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I like to buy into strength. I think this would be a really strong thing to do. This is probably a good buy as you load up the week coming here. So let's look at the daily chart, and this is where we're going to get a lot of information because you have these moving averages. So you can see that this is the 21-day moving average right here, this blue line. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the 10-day. So this is a 10-day. It often acts as an area of support for stock. You can see it came down here, it touched the blue line, and off it went to the races. So it is now on support of this 21-day line. Your next buy point would be basically now. You could buy now because this is what's called a gap up. It gapped up, it jumped in volume. So you can see here's the volume down here. So it's not your heaviest volume. Right here is your heaviest volume since way back here. Okay, so here was your biggest volume right when it started. Right over here, and this is probably when it broke through out of its 50-cent range. Yep, sure is. So it just kind of got over that and went boom. It exploded. It held its strength right there, dipped a little bit below in this gap, but it never returned back here, guys. Never ever came back to 60 cents. Those days are long gone. So now, again, this is your area, 112, 104, right in there. It might not ever return there. So this gap up, this is probably going to be our spot, 164, 163. Okay, so if you fall into like below this doji, about 146, 145, I'd get scared with this stock. I would not be confident anymore. But you could step up, buy this stock. It would probably be a very good move. It looks like it's off to the races. It looks like a big winner just on looking at the chart without looking at the company. Now, the gentleman that submitted this to me, he's very good at looking at the company, very good at looking at the CEO, very good at looking at the new products, very good at looking at the leadership, very good at looking at all those things. My strength is looking at the charts. So this chart is absolutely fantastic. I'll probably be stepping up and purchasing some of this EEMMF. It looks really good. If we look here at some of, let's bring this back to the weekly and look at the volume. So you can see as it comes here, you've got some of your highest volume, big volume, big volume. Here was some volume that was a sell-off, and it's the highest one that's on there, but it's still, even with the most amount of volume, it held its strength above this line, and then it's just low volume, lower volume, lower volume. So that's not, people aren't selling out. The majority are keeping their shares, and now people are adding on, people are adding on, people are adding on, people are adding on. So this could be something quite significant by looking at the chart and doing some of that analysis. All right, this is StockPricer.com, EEMMF. The date is January 30th. So it's Saturday of 2021.